Okay folks, this is an interesting one. I don't know how we're going to make this one turn out. This will be a challenging one. Looks a bit boring, difficult to work with, perhaps. I'm going to have to make a master copy with it. I'm going to see how I go with it. No, we don't want that. I don't know how big we're going to make it. $200 by 100. Let's see how this looks. I don't know how it's going to work, this one. Anyway, what is it? Pathology specimen. Okay, it's not a COVID. I got it because I had problems with my guts. I was having diarrhea, and I was told that I might have to submit myself to a test, a stool test, no, poo test, and I didn't really like the idea. Fortunately, I ended up not having to, fortunately, because I don't particularly enjoy poking around with my own poo, for that matter. So it's not fun dealing with shit and have to poke around and stick shit into a shit pot. So it's not fun at all. Try to make it funny. We try to joke about it, toilet humour. But, it's only so far toilet humour can go when you're doing something so gross. When you're dealing with something so gross. Kind of ceases to be funny. Anyway, that looks interesting. That looks interesting. Got the phone number and all that. Wondering if I can lighten it off a bit. Maybe stretch it further. Wondering how to do this. Maybe lighten it up really a long way. Wondering if I can just pull this up and maybe give it a background colour. Maybe give it yellow to go really nicely with the rest of this. But it's not nice dealing with poo. Poo is an extremely disgusting thing. We all know that, folks. We all know that. Anyway, that looks interesting, but we don't have much of it there. But it looks good with the rest of it. And that's the dock feet. Maybe we can remove, even with the plastic, maybe we could take the paper off and we can still get more yellow. We've got some yellow there. Just going to remove the paper. So we've got that there. I don't know if this is going to work. This looks like an unworkable one. Some things just don't naturally look good on the photocopier. And there, that looks better a little bit. We still have a lot of white. I'm going to make this into a movement piece. I'm going to move it side to side, and make it into something more interesting. So we're just going to change our enlargement, get rid of it. Copied paper. I'm just going to get rid of the background colour. We don't need it. I'm just going to remove this. That'd be a horrible job, working in pathology. That wouldn't be a job that I particularly would like, especially dealing with COVID-19. Extremely difficult, horrible thing to have to work with, being in such close quarters to such a dreadful pandemic. But the old adage is, folks, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it, folks. And hopefully they get paid a lot of money to do it. It's such a horrible job, dealing with COVID. Now that looks interesting. That looks like it's really strange. But basically, I wouldn't want to deal with COVID. I wouldn't want to deal with any kind of path. I'm a bit of a germphobe, folks. I'm a bit frightened of germs. I don't like patting dogs because of the germ phobia that I have. I have had diarrhea I have had diarrhea at a coffee shop, which I don't know why, but I suspect it's because people at the coffee shop pet the dogs that the customers bring, and they probably don't wash their hands. And I keep getting sick not every time, but often when I go there. So I've actually had to stop going there. Now that looks really nice. So I've had to stop going there because I just keep getting sick all the time when I go there. Wondering where the centre of the job is going to be, or if they're going to do another one. But I have been getting sick going to this cafe, so I can't go there anymore, just so I can protect myself from getting sick. Don't get me wrong, I really like that coffee shop. I won't mention it. I don't want to spread. I don't want to criticise it because I really like the people there. I really like them. They're really nice people, folks, to be honest. I really like these people who work at the coffee shop and who own it. They're all really nice people, and I really don't want to hurt their business. And because of COVID-19, cafes are open. The only difference is we can't go and get table service. We have to take away only. And that's really nice to still be able to grab a coffee, but it might change because it seems every day we're getting more infections with COVID. COVID-19 has really been cut off the chain. It just keeps getting worse and worse every single day. And we have to somehow, and it's really hard. The authorities are really trying their best to not have to implement strict rules, but people keep breaking the rules. People keep gathering at home and all that sort of shit, and we've had parties in the past where people have got infected, like super spreader parties. So we have to fucking listen to the authorities and not have parties or huge social gatherings as against the rules. Now, what have I done here? Wondering if maybe I should move this original down a bit. But basically, it's not an easy job to deal with this pandemic and to deal with the populace who keep breaking the rules all the time and making all these big blunders. And these rules are broken, and they're often end up being like blunders, like big mistakes, like mistakes that shouldn't have happened. Just like the originator of this pandemic, second wave, this not taxi driver, this limo driver at the centre of it. You know, we really can't have these sorts of mistakes happening. But that's the problem. We always have people that just don't do the right thing, that do some pretty massively stupid things. And yeah, it's not a fun job trying to control, trying to tell the masses what to do and how to do it, and they don't obey the directive. So I'm just going to push this up a little bit. I just don't feel like turning on the news now because I'm just so scared everything's just going to go from bad to worse, and there's nothing I can do about it except do my bit. And basically, I just feel so weary of this pandemic we're having. I really am. But then no one likes it. I don't think there's anyone in the world, for that matter, who likes coronavirus. Of course, people make funny song parodies about it. They do make some funny dark humour, and I must admit that's why dark humour is so common, is because what else can you do but joke? You've got to make fun of something, you know, something bad that you can't fix. So if you can't fix it, you might as well just fucking make a joke about it and make a parody, a song about it. So someone makes a song like to the tune of Bohemian Rhapsody, a piece of music that is about COVID. So someone makes a COVID-related parody of a Freddie Mercury song. You know, because what else can we do but fucking use our tendency to make dark humour. So we have to fucking let off a bit of steam, and we've got to fucking do something to make something of it. And there's all sorts of parodies. I Will Survive is another song that was parodied to do with COVID-19, to do with the toilet paper panic buying. So there's all sorts of pieces of music that people are making, having a bit of a jab, pardon the pun, jab, yeah, like the vaccine. But we need, and that's another thing, we need more people to get vaxxed to halt the advance of this condition. So I know AstraZeneca has been associated with blood clots, but they're quite rare. You're more likely to get problems with the birth control pill than you are with this AstraZeneca, and the rules have been changed so that young people, if they want, can get it. And we really need more people to take it. You know, we can't just sit around here playing tippy-toes. Look at our tippy-toes. Tippy-toes are not working now. We can't keep tippy-toeing around the illness. We can't just keep doing that. Vaccination is the only solution, folks. Mass vaccination. I'm fortunate. I got the Pfizer jab. If I had only the AstraZeneca available, I would have taken that. But I didn't because I had the opportunity. But if you don't have the opportunity for Pfizer, take Astra. Take the AstraZeneca. So, because we've got to control this illness. Anyway, that looks really quite interesting. I think now we can call this pandemic demo quits.